So if Christmas morning were today, would you guys have been ready? Yes? Some no? Some yes. Well, we have that question in the gospel, though. We've got a couple more days, a few more weeks, well, not really a few more weeks, but a few more days till Christmas, right? And we have that question in the gospel, what should we do? So that's all I want to reflect upon this morning for us, is what more should we do to get ready for Christmas? We know that that's really important. How we mark Christmas says to us what it means to us. It says what God means to us and where we're at in our life and our journey as a family, as a people of faith. But you know, this season can sometimes get really busy, can't it? There's plays, there's things at school, there's things at work, there's things at church. There's so much activity that sometimes we can lose sight of the joy that we're supposed to have. And I think that's the beauty of why we have this Rejoice Sunday and why I'm wearing this beautiful rose-colored vestment. To remind us that we're supposed to be happy right now. And if everything we're doing is just causing stress, and it's just one thing after the next, then we're never going to be ready at this rate to be joyful on Christmas morning. Then perhaps we've missed something. And well, this Sunday is an opportunity for each and every one of us to reflect upon truly preparing and truly celebrating the real meaning of Christmas. And simply put, the real meaning of Christmas is joy to the world. The joy that comes not because of what's going to be underneath the Christmas tree and the latest technological gadgets we might get, or clothes, or whatever it's going to be. Those things are well and good if they're used appropriately. But the real joy is God coming into our lives. The real joy is that we're not alone in this universe, but that we have a loving Creator who became a little baby, the most harmless of creatures, so that we could easily take him into our own arms and talk to God. They say that joy is the infallible proof of God's existence. And where you find joy, there you find God. And we believe that. Joy is a fruit of the Holy Spirit. It's more than just being happy. Happiness can go away. But joy is a gift of God's presence, his closeness to us. And that gives us a reason to rejoice no matter what we're going through in life. That presence of the Lord is the cause of our joy. But you know what else I think about when I think of joy is music. And all of the music that's going on right now on the radio. We hear our secular world changing some of the music even, because everybody loves this cheerful music. And I think it's true, when we truly have joy in our hearts, you have a song in your heart. And isn't it the case that sometimes when we're really happy, we can whistle or be singing to ourselves, sometimes to the chagrin of others around us? But I say, if it's the voice God gave you, you can be happy to give it back to him. Be unafraid. But I think it's true in my own life that when I'm truly joyful, I find myself singing to myself or to others, randomly. Now I ask you, when was the last time you sang? Not because you had to, but because you had joy in your life. Joy in your hearts. Now you may say, I'm not a good singer or what have you, but that's okay. We'll all tolerate it. You know, I said this yesterday, it's kind of a strange way to say it. I was blessed to play in a rock and roll band. at a club in Miami. It was called Churchill's. It was in the Little Haiti district of Miami. And there was rock and roll music Friday and Saturday nights. That's when my band played. But on Sunday nights, they had jazz. And so me and my friends would go to this evening of jazz, and there would be a lot of the students from the University of Miami, where I went, from the music school. And they would come out there, and they would play these really intricate songs, very complicated, very mathematical, very well trained, playing all this jazz music. And then the guys came in off the streets who didn't have any classical education, and they played so much better. And there was so much joy and soul in their music. And particularly, what was really neat to see one night was that there was this old piano there that the music students always said you couldn't play because it was out of tune. But these guys who came in off the streets, do you know what they did? They would go over to that piano and mess around with it for about a minute until they figured out how everything had changed. And then they would be able to play their music, changing the chord structures, learning where each note was that they needed. They could do that. And they made joyful, beautiful music come out of something that experts said couldn't be played. I think it's similar for us in our own lives. We should not put limits on ourselves and what God is able to do through our lives. God can make beautiful music come out of something that others might say is out of tune. God knows the notes, and He's that master piano player who can make beautiful, joyful music come out of what seems like sour notes. And so for us this Christmas, let's not settle for iPads and whatever else is going to come. Let's have God change our lives and make beautiful music, soulful, joyful music, play in our hearts. For this is the true cause of our joy, that our God has come into our lives and given us a reason to sing, a reason to have joy in our hearts. And no matter who we are, where we've been, every single one of us can join in that song.